we have a very special guest with us in the building today, and I think it's something that you are going to enjoy. See, we've been talking about introducing your partner to your family, but before you can even do that, before you can even get to a place where you're introducing your partner to your family, you have to actually find the right person first. See, is that not where it starts? Maybe we jumped the gun. We're talking about introducing partners when there's no partner yet. So we have a
Can I get a witness?
Amen. So we have a very special guest in the building with us, a gentleman that you all know that goes by the name of Mr. Robert BURALE is in the building to talk to us about how to find the right partner for yourself.
Pressure.
But you're up for the task. I've seen your content. I've
I
been
am.
following you for a minute.
Thank you.
So it's I'm sure that you are up for the task to
I
tell us
believe.
what are the things that we need to actually find the right person. Thank you so much for coming. We're very excited to have you. We've
Thank
been
you.
anticipating this conversation all week.
Thank you for having me.
And I know it's going to be one that's very, very informative.
Absolutely.
Did you have any issues getting here? It was all smooth?
No, it was good. No traffic jam at all.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was
That's what we like to
fantastic,
hear.
I left home 25 minutes ago.
Oh,
Wow.
nice. Okay. Even with Mombasa Road.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Gosh.
Handy. That's very handy. Some of us, you know, we have to plan the day before.
3 hours in advance.
Yeah, we start
Yeah.
packing our bags the day before.
I hear you.
Yes, yes. So for those of us who do not know you,
Right.
please tell us who you are and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh my goodness. I'm just a man who wants to be better tomorrow
Okay.
than I am today.
Right.
A
right.
man who has experienced the grace of God. I'm an author, TV host, a father to the most beautiful girl in East and Central Africa, south of the Sahara.
Right.
And I'm a minister of the gospel.
Right.
I'm a mentor. I'm the founder of The Naked Truth and the Robert BURALE School of Leadership.
Wow.
And I'm
okay.
an actor.
An actor as well.
Yes, sir.
So clearly you wear very many hats, both on a creative and an entrepreneurial level.
Right.
I like to see it. I
Yes.
like to see it.
Yes.
So I guess how did this journey start for you? What sort of inspired this step into both like coaching and writing and motivational speaking and all these different things that you do? How did this journey actually start for you?
For motivational speaking or inspirational speaking, you're trying to give people life because of tested death.
Right.
I have seen darkness and appreciated the light. So I'm like a beggar
Right.
telling the other beggars where the bread is.
Okay.
So there's some things you can only give after you've gone through some pain.
right.
So I appreciate it more. When I do inspirational talks or motivational talks, I don't do it from the head. I speak from deep within me.
Right.
There are others who just speak from the head to make some money. But for me, I need somebody to see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And you know what? Get out of this place. You understand? For writing, I've been writing from a very young age. I used to do poems and all that.
Right.
So it's something that I've loved from a very young age, and I believe it is actually a God-given gift.
Right.
Coaching, I think, is based on divine mandate as God gave me, but also a little bit of my failures.
Okay.
It's not a secret that I'm a divorced man. And so some of the failures I have gone through, every failure is a chance to learn something new.
Yes.
And along the journey, every failure I've encountered is a chance to tell somebody else, don't go this direction.
Yeah.
And over and above that, I read a lot.
Right.
I'm a reader, I'm a thinker. So once a week, I allocate 3 hours of thinking.
Okay.
So just hold a pen and a paper, and I just think with music in the background.
Wow.
And in that time, uninterrupted, ideas come into my head, and I write. I was talking to a friend of mine called Judy today, and I was saying sometimes when I'm in traffic, I study human behavior. I look at billboards, and then I hear some things being dropped into my spirit, and I use that to train people.
I see.
I don't do YouTube training. I don't go and copy people on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can refer, but it would be wrong in all levels. Somebody says, I want you to coach me.
Yeah.
And then I go and watch Tim Robbins
Yeah.
and pick everything and then give it to somebody else.
Right.
I don't do those things.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think there's some honesty in that, because it means that everything that you say whether people agree with it or don't, is coming from a place of integrity for
Yes,
you.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
and that's
yes.
very, very important.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I guess the conversation for today is how to find the right person for you. And you just mentioned that it's no secret that you have been divorced
Right.
before. What were some of those lessons that you learned going through that process? Because I've been through the same situation. I used to
Okay.
be married, now divorced, and I agree with you in saying that there are very key lessons that you're intended to learn through this process.
Right.
And I'm very curious to understand how that journey was for you and some of those lessons that you took, particularly when it comes to finding someone that you're compatible with.
You can divorce somebody you're very compatible with.
Yeah.
And the greatest lesson I learned, one of the greatest was be careful not to involve too many outsiders in your union.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Not every friend who came and ate rice on your wedding day, danced with you, were in the committee of your wedding,
Yeah.
are actually happy that you got married.
Yeah.
Okay. And the biggest mistake people make is that when there's an issue, you run to people.
Yeah.
So even I tell people, while you're courting or dating, the number one thing you need to look at is how they react to what people say.
Right.
Are you the kind of person who, when there's a small disagreement, you are running to other people on the outside without first trying to sort and exhaust everything you can do, the two of you?
Yeah.
If you are dating somebody who runs on social media, puts up a post giving other names, but you know very well
Who
they're
they're
talking
talking
about
about.
you.
Yes.
You can be sure your right leg is on a banana peel and your left leg is on a slippery floor.
Oh, goodness.
That relationship will go nowhere. She may be as beautiful or he may be as handsome, but let me tell you, there's some things that matter more in a relationship, especially when you get married.
Yeah.
So number one is look at how they react when there's a disagreement.
Right.
Because
right.
there will be a lot of disagreements in marriages. There are two people. I mean, I'm not a spring chicken. I'm not too old, but you can imagine I'm stuck in my ways.
Yeah.
And I may go into a relationship and I like things being done this way, and then I date somebody else who likes things being done the other way.
Yeah.
So there'll be some friction.
Yes.
But how do we handle the friction?
Yeah.
Many people rush for the hips, lips, and fingertips.
Right. Right.
And they ignore some of the red flags.
Yeah.
When the hips are so good, the red flags appear purple.
You really are a poet. I see you. So, okay, but what of the notion of, when there's conflict? Because I know one thing that I was told when I was married,
Right.
is that if there is conflict in your relationship, at the very least, your immediate circle should be people who A, are also married, and B, people who have maybe a bit more life experience and who you can learn from.
Right.
So how do you strike a balance between solving issues within your relationship, the two of you, but then also relying on outside objective opinions
Right.
and perspectives?
First and foremost, I'll tell you this. If you qualify the people you run for advice on their marital status, the devil also wears Prada. Some single people will give you very good and objective advice.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
But before you rush to other people, and this is key, and I would like our listeners to put this down, is that every time two people meet,
Yeah.
always remember, yes, there's a disagreement, but you're fighting from the same side.
Right.
Ah.
You're fighting from the same side.
Yeah.
You're fighting that common enemy called disagreement.
Yeah.
So, and which brings me to number two, which we'll expound a bit later, is that the person you marry must be your friend
Right. Must be your friend.
before your lover, before the handsome, beautiful woman. Because there's a man more handsome than your man out there. There's a woman more beautiful than your woman out there. But friendship, when there's a disagreement, you don't want your friend to be annoyed for too long.
Yeah.
You don't want to hurt your friend for too long.
Yeah.
So, honey, come, let's reason together.
Yes.
So, how do you pick the people? First and foremost, not because they're married.
Right.
All right. It helps because of experience.
Yes.
All right. But what are their value system?
Right.
Bro, sister, there are many married people sleeping around like rabbits.
That's so true. Yeah.
We
Without a doubt.
have in Kenya now the swinging culture that has taken over this country.
I've been hearing a lot more about this.
Yes.
Coming up most recently, that people are actually involved in these groups.
And I'm gonna say it. I may rub some people the wrong way. This is not in the slums. This is in the upmarket areas.
Of course.
This is the picket fences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is couple goals. I wish when I grow up, I want to have a wife or a husband like you, and I want to have a beautiful car like yours and beautiful house like yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, me ask you a question. If you're to pick based on their marital status, and then you meet a couple that is into swinging, their advice will not be, you know what?
Yeah.
Sort it out. They're like, you know what? I think you should try other people.
Right.
It will enrich your marriage. They'll give you wrong advice.
Right.
So it's on the value system. We may have been friends for 20 years, from high school, from campus. I may not be married.
Yeah.
But you know we are boys.
Yes.
So I have your interest at heart.
I see.
So it's a value system with your friends.
Okay.
But how do you know them then?
Yeah. Now, I'm just going to stop you right there for 1
Right.
second because we're going to take a quick break.
You know,
but
my pastor can talk until tomorrow.
I know, and that's why I'm so excited to have you here because I know you're going to give us a lot of valuable information.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an amazing guest in the building, Mr. Robert BURALE. He's here to talk to us about how to find the right partner for you. So before you start thinking about introducing a partner to your parents, we have to start at step one. Get the right person to then introduce to your parents. Do not go anywhere. We are the adults in the room, but of course, we want to fill you in on something very, very important. In the building with us, in the adults in the room, we have Mr. Robert BURALE, a gentleman who is a poet, a writer, a motivational speaker, a coach, amongst many other things. He wears very many hats, and he's come to talk to us about how to find the right partner. You know, this is a process that in the adults in the room, we talk a lot about relationships. We talk a lot about life, finances, and things that pertain to adult life.
Right.
And naturally, one of those processes is, you know, going out there and finding somebody compatible.
Yes, sir.
Now, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to ask you a challenging question.
I like challenging questions.
Even better, even better. So you mentioned that you went through a divorce. I know that currently you are single. When it comes to giving people advice, now that you're actually coaching on how to find the right person, what is it that you think qualifies you as a speaker and as somebody with all this knowledge to then advise people? Because I can imagine people might say, but how am I supposed to take advice?
People? Oh, you're preaching. I'm sure someone's screaming, "Get him out of the studio!"
Oh, really? Right.
No, I get a lot of that.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So I think for those that might be wondering this, what puts you in a position, do you think, to be able to have these conversations around finding the right partner?
Well, Alex Ferguson was the most successful Manchester United manager. He never won a trophy.
Okay.
But anyway, that was just tongue-in-cheek.
I see where you're going.
There's what we call divine wisdom that comes from above.
Right.
And to be honest, sometimes I give advice and I'm like, wow, did I just say that?
Right.
It sounds so good.
Right, yes.
It's divine wisdom from God,
Yeah.
but also I'm a knowledge seeker.
Yeah.
You know, some people wake up to waste time. Some go to sleep after twerking. I wake up to read. I wake up to read.
Right.
I read before I sleep. But also I have learned from my mistakes.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. I've been in many relationships. I mean, before I met Christ, I was the big man bazoo in relationships.
For real?
Yes, I had many relationships.
Right.
Crazy ones, good ones. I learned, made mistakes. So what I do, I never waste any victory, and I sure never waste any pain and any loss.
Right.
So I go back to the mistakes I did.
Yeah.
You understand? And I'm like, okay, fine. Based on the people who come to me for advice, how many people have said their men are doing this wrong thing that I used to do?
Right.
And then what did I learn from that mistake? Because every time you make a mistake, you must, for the mistake to turn into purpose, you must have a lesson out of it.
Right. True.
So then what I learned, I bring it out and I tell the guys, try it this way.
Right.
And you see, you'd go on social media and some will tell you, what are you telling us? And you don't have, why don't you use the same advice to yourself?
Right.
What keeps me going is the ones who call me and tell me, thank you, you saved my marriage.
Wow. Yeah.
Thank you, you saved my relationship. Or thank you, you made me see the red flag and I took off.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like before my days of salvation, when I was a young boy about town, I know the tricks. You know how you entice a woman, and you just want to get her to bed.
Right.
You know, and sometimes women don't see that. They're like, oh my goodness, he's so sweet.
Right.
You know, I say, listen. If a man is only if a man is only exciting your flesh,
Right.
talking about how sexy your lips are. And I'm not saying men should not compliment, but if that is the be all and end all, you're an object.
I see.
And what happens when he sees better hips?
Wow. Yeah, what will happen? Hey?
Yeah.
He'll turn purple.
So it's to answer your question. To answer your question, sir, I read. I believe I get wisdom from God, but I've also learned from my mistakes. And I'm a thinker.
Yeah.
I am such. Am I blowing my own trumpet by saying that?
No,
hey,
at all. I think it's a good thing.
Well, I have the microphone. Before I drop it, let me praise myself.
Yes, you must.
I'm a deep thinker.
Yeah.
And I'm a knowledge seeker. I talk to people who have been in the journey before me. I've even gotten knowledge from couples.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, I sat with a 74-year-old man. And he gave me some wisdom nuggets. Now, that man may not have the privilege of being in this station.
Yeah.
But he's speaking to the masses through me because some of the wisdom I got were from him.
Yeah. So, in the spirit of challenging questions.
Yes.
So anyway, Arnold mentioned you're single. I did not even know that. And I did not know that you were divorced.
Okay.
So I'm learning.
Right. We learn as we go.
Yes.
Yeah. So are you actively dating?
You know, the blogs are now waiting for us.
The journalists here with their pens
You know what I'm
ready.
saying? I did a TV interview
Yeah.
and I got the same question. And this was my answer.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes open. Keep your ears on the ground. The next day,
Wow.
Robert BURALE getting married.
Oh, I think I saw that.
You understand?
Yes. In fact, I did even see that article.
And
Yes.
some of the blogs just want to trend.
Yeah.
Relevant.
And they don't care who they lie about, who they step on. They don't care who they are hurting. They don't care what rumors they're propagating.
Yeah.
So I don't have the grace to be single. I must get married.
Yeah.
Wow.
Trust me.
Yeah.
To make it more serious, I'm a Luya man.
All right.
So being single
Yes.
Yeah.
is like telling a Luya to look at your chicken and just write a story about it. No. I don't have the grace to be single.
Yeah.
I desire marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And God is faithful.
Yeah.
You know. And I think I've learned my mistakes.
Yeah.
I've gotten wisdom. And when it happens, because I know God will bless me.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, I will invite you guys.
Oh,
So you're
okay.
actively dating. That's a yes.
No. I didn't say that. I said when God blesses me.
Yes. Then I'll be actively dating.
Well,
I see.
You know, there's a blogger saying, "Oh,
Yeah. We missed
and
the
having
mark.
said that,
Yes.
guess what?
Yeah.
Somebody will still say something,
I know.
attributing it to me, and I didn't say it
Yeah.
from this show.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it comes with territory.
I see. So I'm going to ask you a question, but I'd like for you to answer when we get back from this break. But
Okay,
my question for you is, many people believe that there are no good or compatible people left. It's something that I've heard a lot,
Right.
especially since coming back home. From your perspective, why do you think these sentiments exist? What is it about either society or the way that men and women interact with each other that has created this sentiment that either no good men are left or no good women are left? I think it's something that is worth digging into, because I think in the process of trying to find somebody, it's important to think about it from a macro level. So when we get back from this break, I'd love to hear your opinion on it, and just start to sink our teeth into some of these reasons.
Yes.
If you are just joining us, we are the adults in the room. My name is Arnold, also known as the bad boy sweetheart. I've got the shy mistress in the studio with me, and of course our esteemed guest, motivational speaker, author, and all-round creative entrepreneur, Mr. Robert BURALE, here to talk to us about how to find the right person. But before we go on this break, I keep telling you, Sunday's coming. This weekend's going to be a wild one. And you want to find out why? We're about to tell you.
So Arnold,
Talk to me.
Sunday. Funday Sunday.
Yes.
I love me some Funday Sunday.
Besides being the day the Lord has made,
I know.
what is happening on Sunday?
So on Sunday we have a weekend plan, courtesy of SpiceFM.
Okay.
We are inviting you all to please come and hang out with us for some sports, some football banter.
Okay.
There'll be some Formula One happening.
Okay.
I'm so excited. I can't even remember the last time I watched a sports game.
At
So
a-
I'm
at a
so
bar.
ready. I know, at a bar.
Right.
First and foremost, a bar.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I've not been in a bar in like forever. So I'm very excited. Quach will be there.
Yeah.
He'll be the host. Then we have our very own DJ Absolute, DJ Brio. Oh my gosh, the music is going to be so amazing.
I can't wait.
All the SpiceFM hosts, Kina Olivia, you.
Yes.
Who are the other hosts?
Of
Tell
course,
me.
all of our esteemed co-hosts on the Situation
Oh,
Room.
yes.
Yes,
All
Yolanda.
of them, Yolanda. We will all be there. And here are the directions on Gong Road.
Yes.
Take a left from Kibera, the road between China Center and Shell BP. You can't miss it.
Yeah.
And the hashtag is?
The hashtag is #HangWithSpice. So when you're there and you're there taking pictures of our handsome and beautiful faces,
Yes.
make sure that you tag us and also use the hashtag #HangWithSpice.
And all MOH protocols must be observed. So what does that mean, Arnold?
That means make sure that you have your mask, make sure that you have your sanitizer, and make sure that you're following all of the protocols that the MOH has implemented for this pandemic. But outside of that, we're going to have a good time this Sunday, aren't
I'm
we?
so ready.
I love it. We shall see you there. You are enjoying the show so far. And the reason I say that is because we have a very informative guest with us today, Mr. Robert BURALE, here to talk to us about how to find the right partner. You know, we're at that stage of life where we're now trying to settle down, maybe want to build a family. But these streets are mean, especially these Nairobi streets. They're very mean. So before we went on this break, I asked you a question.
Right.
And it was, people have this sentiment that there are no good people left. Where do you think this sentiment comes from? And how do we sort of navigate this conversation, particularly when you meet someone who maybe has this preconditioned thought that there's no good men or there's no good women left? How do we break through that?
First and foremost, the answer is within the very people who are asking.
Okay.
There are no good men. If a lady tells me there are no good men, I'll say, come sit in a corner with me.
Right.
Tell me about the men who hurt you.
Right.
And she may have experienced 2 men or more who hurt her almost the same way.
Okay.
So every other man must be like that. There are no people who are compatible. I've had that a lot even in church. The answer is still within them because they are looking for somebody who does not exist. What do I mean? People sadly are looking for people to complete them.
Yeah.
It is absolutely impossible
Yeah.
to find somebody who will complete you. You can only find somebody who will complement you. So now what are you doing? It's like you're having a shopping basket and there's a loaf of bread there and you're still looking for bread. Yet the answer is within you.
Right.
So be complete within yourself. Now what is being complete? It's not being perfect.
Right.
It is accepting who you are, even with some of your struggles. Well, I have a short fuse, fine. So don't find somebody who will tolerate your short fuse. Just find somebody who will accept you and compliment you and help you through the journey without necessarily judging you.
Right.
You understand?
Okay.
So that is why you hear that. Another reason is because there are people giving men, for example, women, giving men husband privileges at the boyfriend stage.
Okay.
And there are men giving women wife privileges at the girlfriend stage.
Right.
Yeah.
What am I saying?
Yeah.
You go. And a man is a hunter, and I want every woman to understand this. A man is a hunter. I love watching National Geographic. And you see an animal that has seen the prey. It enjoys it after the chase.
Yeah.
But you can't meet a man on the club. Twerk 1, 2, 3, and then you are in the bedroom. You understand?
Right.
You can't.
True.
Yeah.
The moment you do that to a man, what the man says after he's done with you is, if I got it this easy, somebody else will get it this easy.
Wow.
So this one is not wife material. This is bedroom gymnastics material. And for the women, You meet a man and you're just excited about his six-pack,
Yeah.
his strongholds. You understand?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I like how you look. That's all you're saying. A man wants to be treated as a king, not to be overpraised, but a man wants a woman who will see some things that other people cannot see. That, oh my goodness, I love the way you think. Have you thought about doing your own business? I love the way you talk. I love the fact that you're a reader. If you keep on telling the man how good he is in strokes, another woman will say, you know what? The way you think, the way you read, I see a governor in 5 years.
Yeah.
I see a CEO in 3 years. Have you thought about doing your master's?
Yeah.
You were talking about the strokes.
Yeah.
I'll be your cowgirl.
Right.
You cowgirl all you want. You understand? All
Right.
you're doing is making sure your waist is not very active.
Right.
Or is very active for that matter. But there's some other woman who is giving him mental orgasms.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that makes a man feel
Yeah.
that with this woman besides me,
Yeah.
I can conquer.
Yes.
You don't want to, I mean, let me tell you something, young lady. You praise his strokes. Maybe there's somebody who praises his strokes more than you.
Yeah.
So please give something different.
Yeah.
And you know, I 100% agree with that, because I think as a man and as someone who has experienced for the years that I've been alive, has experienced quite a lot of life. One thing that I appreciate
Right.
is, more than anything, is a woman who can mentally stimulate me. Somebody who sees maybe things or potential or skills that I have that maybe I haven't realized myself, you know? And having a woman that is equally there to match my energy and my ambition and the things that I want out of life, and who also has a journey for herself that and things that she wants to accomplish. For me, I find that very attractive, you know, more than looks and beauty and all of these other things that are physical and that will fade over time, you know? So I 100% agree with that sentiment of, more than anything, men want that mental stimulation, someone who they know is going to be by their side and who's going to push them to be better than they are now.
And even for the ladies, and I want the men to understand this, ladies are not visual.
Yeah. I agree.
In fact, I tell young men, stop wearing tight trousers walking around in town like you have an itch. I mean, you're not exciting the women.
Right.
The women want to be stimulated mentally.
Yes.
And that's why I've said this time and time again. A woman wants a man with a vision and not a television.
Okay, a vision and not a television.
Sure. Let me just say, like, I hope my future partner is listening.
Right.
Yeah, listen. Soak it in.
Take in all this knowledge.
I'm telling you, but let me ask you, you know, please paint for us a picture of the right partner. What does the right partner look like, feel like? How does it, what is the right partner? I hear, I don't know, I'm a bit apprehensive and skeptical about the right partner, because, you know, we are not all perfect. We have weaknesses, we have issues, we have mental issues, we have complex personalities. So what does the right partner look like?
And there's no blueprint. It's all tailor-made to the person. It's the right partner is like your fingerprint. Somebody who connects you in a deeper level, levels that which you cannot even explain. Of course, there are those fundamentals.
Yeah.
You should not be dating somebody who is sleeping around. You can't be dating somebody who is talking down on you. You can't date somebody who is physically abusive towards you.
Yes.
But there's something that you got to understand. When somebody captures you in a higher level than in the physical realm, I just feel you.
Yeah.
There's a couple that told me, the lady says, when you're having dinner with friends, when my husband looks up and just gives another look, I know he wants the salt.
Wow.
You cannot teach that anywhere.
Yeah, that's so true.
You can't teach that anywhere.
Yeah.
So you understand each other's languages.
That's so true.
You connect physically, spiritually, and mentally. You understand?
Yeah.
That you can even have. Can you sit and have conversations without thinking about sex? Can you sit and watch news and you're still okay?
Yeah.
Can you sit at a place and you're not talking to each other? You're reading, she's reading, but you just love each other's company.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And not like, you know what, let's go to the bedroom kind of thing. Let me touch you, you know what I'm saying? So you got to understand, you have to, once you capture that person, and that right partner is the one who accepts you with your strengths and your weaknesses,
Yeah.
is not intimidated with your strengths, wants you to grow in your strengths, will not use your weaknesses against you, but will want to help you dilute your weaknesses.
Yes, yes, I like it. I hope you're taking in these gems.
Arnold, I'm like, Godwin.
Yeah.
Godwin. Godwin.
Yes, but you see this process of attraction, this process of finding the quote unquote right person is a complex journey, but it goes deeper than just what you see. You have to look beyond the physical and connect with this person and ensure that this is somebody who is going to be there for you in the long run. I hope you've got your pens and you're taking notes, because this is a once in a lifetime experience, ladies and gentlemen. We are the adults in the room. We're going to take a quick break, but we're going to be back with some more questions. And then, of course, at the top of the hour is your chance to shine. This is when you can call in and ask our esteemed guest any questions that you have around this journey of finding the right person. We are the adults in the room. Just joining us, my name is Arnold, also known as the Bad Boy Sweetheart, and I'm in the studio with not only the shy mistress, but a very esteemed guest, one that goes by the name of Mr. Robert BURALE, who's here to talk to us about the process of finding the right partner. You know, that process of like, okay, I'm ready to start dating. Even Kareem goes like, you know what? At some point, I want someone who's right for me to come into my life, you know, and it's a journey. It's something that we have to learn to be able to navigate. So I think the question that I have for you is, in thinking about how we were raised in this society, what misguided expectations do you think we have of each other when it comes to searching for the right person? So those things that we think about as a guy, I might say I want a woman who's going to cook, clean, do all these wifely, housely duties, but maybe I'm living in a society that doesn't necessarily represent that anymore. You know, as times change, we grow and our values change. So what are some of those misguided expectations that you think people have when they actually enter the dating pool?
First and foremost is the happily ever after.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Doesn't exist?
Oh, no, in the movies it does.
Okay.
Because it's a figment of somebody's imagination.
Right.
And that when you marry, it's all going to be nice, breezy, and easy. The hard work starts. I mean, being married or being in love. Actually, let me say it this way. I don't believe in falling in love.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to be intentional.
Okay.
I like
What
that.
were you doing on your falling? Did you trip?
Right.
You have to be very intentional.
Right.
Because many married couples will tell you sometimes they wake up and they don't have that loving feeling.
Yeah.
But I am just going to love you and we are stuck together.
Yeah.
That's why there's a very high rate of divorce because of the unreasonable or crazy expectations. First and foremost, some people get into marriage thinking that, man, every time I want to have some sex, I will have it.
Right.
You understand? And after a few months, it's just done out of duty.
I see.
But you didn't expect it to be like that. You understand? You'd be like, no, I was told like in the movies. It's in the kitchen.
Right.
It's in the lobby.
Right.
It's in the bedroom. You know, it's in the morning just before you go to work.
Right.
But that morning you're not even talking.
Right.
You understand? And to feel like, oh, I'm going to have a slave. Like now I'll never iron a shirt.
Right.
You know, somebody's going to do it for me.
Yeah.
And then some people say, okay, now this is the end of me paying bills. Somebody else is going to do that. But then you get to a place that you're told, okay, fine, you have 4 children. Kids close school for 10 days. You need school fees again.
Yeah.
And the landlord is with you. So please come, let's put our money together.
Yeah.
But that's not what I was told.
Right.
I was told when I get married, my money is mine, you know? And then the man is like, oh, no.
That's
We've
not
got
how
to
this
put our heads
works.
together.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. There is no blueprint of saying, this is it. When you marry your friend, you will go through the highs and the lows with your friend. When you marry in purpose, in fact, anybody who marries because of love primarily is lost.
Right.
So there's nothing like I married this person because I love them.
Well, talk to people who've been married for a few years.
Yeah.
They will tell you, no.
Yeah.
It's purpose.
Yeah.
Purpose brought us together. You know, when we are 2 of us, there are some great things we are doing. We have children's homes all over the place because we are a force to reckon with. That's why you said earlier, men want a woman who can capture them.
Yeah.
And they see some things. So, you know, the way I see, I've seen you playing with your nephews and nieces. You have this thing about children. For you as a man, you just thought, oh, these are my nephews and nieces.
Yeah.
But the woman sees something different and says, then you have a thing for young children. Have you ever thought about a children's home. And then she tells you, I'm in the corporate world. Can I do you a proposal?
You see.
Yes.
You see,
understand?
you're talking truth.
Yeah, but it can't be all the time. Oh, your hips don't lie.
Yeah.
Well, when she gets to 50,
Yes, what
my
happens
brother,
then?
my sister, they will not just lie. They'll be lying to you every day, morning, noon, and evening. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, I love you because of your small waist.
Yes.
3 children later,
Yes.
where's the waist gone?
It's gone.
Yeah. Oh, this
gone,
man,
gone.
you used to have a 6-pack when we met in the gym.
Yes.
Now it's 1.5 pack. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, you used to make me feel zing zing in the bedroom.
Yes.
Now the man is snoring after 3 seconds. You got to be friends. You got to be friends.
Yes, it's so true. It's so true. No, I 100% agree because even I once had somebody tell me that there's no. In fact, you go through periods, particularly in your marriage,
Right,
where love isn't the focus. Maybe the children are the focus. And
Yes.
you don't have time to think about, oh, I love you so much and date night and this. You realize that there's responsibilities that need to
Right.
be taken care of.
Yeah.
The kids need to go to school, fees need to be paid, rent needs to be paid. Maybe we're working on some investments, they need to be managed.
Yes.
So you realize that there's so many other things that are happening that you can't say that because we don't feel that those butterflies
Yeah.
that somehow we shouldn't be together. And I think
Right.
that's something that I've noticed in
Yes.
society.
Yes.
The moment the quote unquote love is gone,
Yes.
it's almost like the relationship withers away.
Absolutely.
You know, and
Absolutely.
it's like it's not built on any foundation.
Yeah. You know, the one thing that when I knew you were coming, I said I have to ask this question.
Ask.
Because life is hard. Right, Robert? Life is hard.
The earth is hard. I've heard that statement.
Yeah.
Yes, earth is hard.
But I think it's just what we choose to make it.
Right. Absolutely.
So, personally, I'm dating for marriage.
Okay.
And the one question that keeps me up at night is, how do I know if this person's intentions for me are for good? Because I'm an open book. And I don't want to find myself in situations whereby I have to, be on tiptoes.
Right.
You don't want to close your heart and your mind because you're not sure of somebody's intentions for you. But how do you, the question I'm asking is, how do you measure and filter a person's intentions for you to know if they are right for you, if they're good for you at the
Right.
beginning?
At the beginning.
Yeah.
The conversations.
Okay.
Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth will speak.
Okay.
All right? 60% of your conversations, are they just to excite your flesh? All right?
Wow.
If that is the case, put your feet on your shoulders and run. Is he willing to tell you about his short-term, mid-term, and long-term plans?
Right.
I will speak to you about my long-term plans because I see you in my long-term.
Right.
Even at the beginning.
I mean, you can tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
First and foremost, in the beginning, it's about sex. Run.
Of course.
You know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then a few dates later, it's just exciting your flesh. Oh, phone calls, booty calls at night. Hello, baby. You know, he's in the church, he sings in soprano, but at night he's bass. Just trying to excite you and all that. You understand what I'm saying? The man calls you just breathing.
He sounds like Barry White.
You understand?
Yeah.
I mean, show me something more. Let me
Yeah.
work with something more.
Yeah.
Is he concerned about your family? Is he willing or is she willing to let you in his or her space?
Right.
You understand? Not to talk about the past too much, but let somebody know where you've come from.
Yeah.
Give somebody full disclosure
Yeah.
so that they don't get surprised 3-4 years down the line.
Yes.
And that's how people have become bitter. You didn't tell me this while you're dating. There's some don't talk about your exes like too much. That breaks people, can make people run. But listen to what the man is saying. Is he concerned about your career, your education, your family? Is he interested in knowing things about your family? Or is he telling you about his family? When you know a person is talking about those things, then you know you're okay.
Okay, I like it. Yes. Now, we're going to continue the conversation because we have a lot more gems to get out of Robert BURALE. But I want to let you know that it is almost top of the hour, which means this is your opportunity to ask our gentleman some questions. If you have a burning question that you would like answered, he is here and he is ready to take your questions. The number to call is 0719 012 600. As soon as we cross over to the top of the hour, we're going to start sampling some of your views, both on the calls and, of course, on social media. So that means you don't want to go anywhere because he has a lot more to tell us. My name is Arnold, also known as the Bad Boy Sweetheart, and we are the adults in the room.
Sugar and spice and everything nice. Sugar and spice and everything nice. SpiceFM.
Spice up your life.
It is exactly 9 p.m. on the 7th of October. It is a Thursday, which means it is Shout Out Thursday. We're going to also be sampling some of your views, not just on the conversation for today, but also to know who it is that you are shouting out. If you're shouting out that special someone, today's the day that you should be tuning in because we have Mr. Robert BURALE in the studio who's here answering questions around how to find the right person for you. This journey of finding love and long-term commitment and building a life with someone is not an easy one, and it's not for the faint-hearted, but with the right advice and the right perspective, you can navigate this territory very easily. So I think when I think about this process of finding the right one, as a guy, one thing that I've noticed is there's this sentiment that women say they want someone who can be vulnerable and someone who they can connect with. But then a lot of the time, and I think maybe this is a fear a lot of guys have, the moment I show any level of vulnerability, this woman might get a little bit scared. So, there's this tendency of men to just always be the pillar of strength.
Right.
So how do we balance being vulnerable with somebody that we hope to be able to build something with, but at the same time not scare them away in the process through that vulnerability?
And I mean, it's not a secret that men don't like talking much.
Yes.
Because society has told us vulnerability is a sign of weakness.
Right.
I don't think it's a sign of weakness.
Okay.
But I will also tell men, don't be vulnerable too quickly.
Okay.
Because what men fear is not even as much as chasing the woman away, is will this be used against me?
Okay. Yeah.
Right? And why men hold back is I may speak to you in a moment of vulnerability. A week later in an argument, you use it against me.
Yeah.
And that man goes into a shell. Now, there is what we call strength in vulnerability. Say, okay, fine, I'm dealing with this. I have this fear. But in your conversation, let the woman also see and feel that even in your vulnerability, there is forward thinking. It reminds me of this story that a young man asked the father, can a man be brave when he's scared? And the father said, yes, that's the only time a man can be brave.
Right.
Yeah. So show your vulnerability. Yes, it's hurting me. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something.
Right.
Not, oh, honey, I'm going to die. And so the lady will be like, you're supposed to be the provider, the protector, and the priest.
Right.
So if you are breaking and you don't have a solution or you're not thinking of a solution, then what hope do I have?
Right.
But they will love you, but love you from afar.
I see.
Yes.
So it really comes down to even how you're being vulnerable. Not necessarily that you shouldn't be.
Yes.
But what means are you actually communicating this vulnerability?
Yes.
Are you communicating in a way that says, I don't know what to do and I think we're stuck?
Yeah, sign of weakness.
Right.
But if there's any man listening, be careful who you decide to show your vulnerability to.
Right.
Because when a man's vulnerability is used against him, two things happen.
Yeah.
The man breaks and goes into a dark corner. Or the man decides, you know what? I'm going to play in this town.
Oh, and I'm just going to live my life.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Let me
Go ahead, please.
What I want to know is this. How does self-development affect finding the right partner? How does this contribute?
It does, because when you find yourself, you find your partner.
How? Ebu, define.
First and
Paint us a
foremost,
picture.
let me tell you, you need to, especially, I've talked to single people. When you're single, take advantage of that time.
Okay.
Don't cry like, where are the men? I'm feeling cold and all that. First and foremost, have you ever been to a hospital and you see somebody in a drip and medicine and all machines and you're told this one is dying for lack of sex? No. So it's okay.
It's not going to go anywhere.
No. It's okay to be single.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So develop yourself. Read books. Go look for a life coach. All right? Look for an intimacy coach. Until, intimacy, intimacy, until you see yourself on the inside. Because identity is an inside job.
Yes.
And that identity, you need to find it while you're alone. Because when you try to find your identity in the presence or while you're dating somebody else, it will be skewed towards what the person you're dating thinks you should be. So how many times are you going to change yourself? What happens if you break up after 2 months and then date another person? Your identity will keep on changing like a chameleon. Find it yourself. Read books. I mean, take yourself out. Get to meet people. I mean, heal yourself. If there's any bitterness from the past, release it. By the time you're meeting somebody, you know what? I know the statement people say, I can do bad by myself. Get to a place that you can say that. And then say, but I don't want to do bad by myself. I want to meet somebody. But not for them to complete me.
Kwanza that.
That's where people go wrong.
That's what people say.
Have you heard the statement?
Yeah.
Oh, he told me if I don't give him some tonight, he will leave me.
Yeah.
So I gave in. Why?
How
You're
would
looking for identity and acceptance.
What's please be honest. Such a person, what is it? What are they going through? What are they experiencing for them to deny themselves that, so that they say, "Oh, I don't want them to leave me, so let me give in."
Identity crisis.
They don't know themselves.
Identity crisis. Pastor Jamal Bryant gave this example. When you go to an expensive shop,
Yeah.
it's either you buy the shoe or you don't. If you go to some funny shops, you're allowed to try the shoe, remove, try, remove. Another man comes, tries, and removes. But when you go to another shop, they say, no. We know our product.
Right.
Are you you're size 43?
Yes.
Yes, this is 43. Take it and go.
Right.
But now when you go and you're trying, I don't like it. So somebody's feet has been there. He didn't shower very well. He removes. Another person comes in, tries again. Another person comes in, tries again. That's exactly what is happening.
Right.
An identity crisis.
Yeah.
Wow.
But even for some men, they want to sleep around to get acceptance.
Okay. Can you talk about
It's
that a
not
little
just
bit
about
more?
ladies. Some men who say, oh, this guy is losing sleeping around. As a counselor, don't join the chorus of saying he's sleeping around. He's an immoral person.
Right.
Some are, of course. Some just no value system. But some are searching for something.
Right.
And I'm going to say this, and I'm sure
You
men are
mean
listening.
men go through that? I thought it's only
Humans-
just
no,
women.
Humans go through that.
Yeah.
That is why you hear somebody saying, oh, tell me I'm the best.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Tell me there's nobody like me.
Yes. Because if you feel that you are exceptional at what we say reading the Constitution,
Yes.
then you shouldn't have to ask for
Absolutely.
feedback.
Yes.
Right.
So tell me, who's your daddy?
Right.
Wafula, you're the daddy.
You know what, Robert? I've never ever thought about it like that.
That's how it is.
I've always imagined it as just, part of the process.
Yes.
But kumbe, it has a deeper. You mean, wow?
Yeah.
I'm blown away.
Yeah.
The Burj
blown
Khalifa
away.
took 6.5 years to dig the foundation
Yeah.
and only 4 years to erect the building. What is not seen is the reason behind what is being seen.
I see. Yeah. So I want to divert slightly, and I want to talk about singleness.
Right.
Because you've spoken quite heavily on why it's important to use your singleness effectively. So for those that are in a position where they're single, they want a wholesome relationship, and they're finding that they're not meeting anybody who they feel they're compatible with, or at the very least, they're not meeting somebody who they can say, you know what, this is somebody at the very least that I want to actually converse with, and I want to, try and learn a little bit about them. What advice would you give them as they go through this journey of singleness? What things should they be paying attention to? What are the most vital things to do while you are single?
Number one, what do I need to work on within myself?
Right.
Oh, God, give me a queen. But you're behaving like a warthog. Oh, God, give me a king.
Yes.
but you're in every club twerking,
Right.
smoking shisha and releasing things on your smoke like a Subaru.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And you want God to give you a man who has a mission and a vision.
Yes.
A man who is starting companies here, left, right, and center.
Yeah.
And what are you doing?
Right.
You are twerking like nobody's business.
Right.
You're actually the chief twerker in East and Central Africa.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So,
Head of the committee.
you know, so develop yourself.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
And if you find yourself in the dating scene for years,
Yeah.
and you're saying there are no good people, check your pride.
Ah.
It's a high level of pride
Right.
that nobody meets the cat.
So okay, but how do we distinguish then between pride and having standards? Because something that I've been told, at the very least, is keep your standards high, but your expectations low.
Yeah.
So how do we balance between having too much pride and saying I want this,
Right.
Versus saying I have standards and this is the quality of experience that I want from someone?
Number one, take a pen and a paper and write your absolute deal breakers.
Okay.
The things you'll not compromise about a relationship. Write what you think are your strong points and your weak points. And this I tell people to do 3 times a year.
Okay.
Look for 5 of your best friends. Give them the permission to say it as it is.
Okay.
5 things you appreciate about me, and then tell them to tell you 5 things they wish you could change
Okay.
about yourself. And then bounce the things, the common things they said about the things they would wish you to change. And then look at the relationships in the past and find out if some of those things are the reason that the other person left you. Okay? And then now you start working on yourself. The moment you get to that place, guess what? Pride, in a very subtle way, leaves you.
Right.
But remember, there's some things you will not compromise. You can say, I will not have sex before marriage. I will not compromise.
Yeah.
I don't care how good the man or how good the woman looks. When they come to you and this is what they're demanding as a be all and end all in the beginning of the relationship,
Yeah.
goodbye, honey.
Right.
I'm not going to compromise.
Yeah.
The moment you understand that, guess what? The earth will not be hard after all.
Right.
No, it won't be.
Yeah.
I mean, the people who are married for many years, I mean, they've had to compromise.
Yeah.
Some of us who are impatient did not compromise.
We just jumped in the pool. Said, This is it.
And also,
I'm
when you
gonna take
go,
it.
and allow me to say this, when you go into a relationship, there's some things you need to look out. Number one, if you're dating a divorced person, please interrogate the situation deeply.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I
Now-
wanted to ask about that.
Yes.
Dating divorces.
Now, if you're dating a divorced person, and all they talk about are the ills and the mistake of the ex, and it's not about them. Oh, she did this, he did this, and there's nothing. Oh, he was a victim, or she was a victim. Run away. You're dealing with a dangerous person.
Why do you say that?
Anytime there's a divorce, 2 people have made the mistake.
Right.
Yes, it's never one-sided. All right? One may take 60%, another 40%. But divorce is not caused by somebody's 99% mistakes or inability to work in the relationship.
Right.
So divorced people, interrogate them further. Number 2, mama's boy. Any small issue. Or let me call mom.
Right.
Or when the mom is not getting the son, I'm looking for my son. Is he okay? Have you cooked for him well? I'm wondering where he is.
Oh.
It's okay once in a while.
Yeah.
It can't be all the time.
Yeah,
You've got to be
yeah.
extremely careful.
Right.
Number 3, when you're dating somebody, look at how they behave when you're in public in the presence of the opposite sex.
Okay.
Number 1, you're a man and you're dating this woman, and you go for a cocktail. And she's there getting excited when she sees men, smiling and, oh, goodness, hi, oh. It's like a presidential candidate looking for votes. And she's just getting excited.
You're gonna put on a shirt.
Yeah, you know?
Hey, Robert, maybe she's famous. Maybe she's just saying, hey.
Let me go deeper with that. And for a man as well. He's just there salivating at every woman who is passing by. You know
Or
what
Baba.
happens? It doesn't matter if you're famous or not. There's when you have your time. Let your woman feel that, you know what? I'm proud of you. Let your man feel. Yes, there are 50 other men here, but you are the king. You're the Don Corleone. You're
Yes.
the macaroni in the cheese.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So that makes us as men feel good. Every man, powerful, educated, rich, poor, we have one thing in common. The ego. Huge as an elephant, fragile as an egg.
Yeah.
Make the man feel like a king. The man is going nowhere. make the woman feel protected, you have a keeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, we have Robert BURALE in the building who is schooling us on the things that we need to pay attention to when stepping into the dating pool and looking for the right person. A very intricate process, but we're learning. We're learning as we go. I'm definitely learning, and I in no way know everything about dating despite my experiences, which is why we have this gentleman here to, give us some new, fresh insight that we can consider. Now, I want to let you know about something that is happening this Sunday, and it's not something that you're going to want to miss. You see, you hear me, you hear Karigo, and you see us on our live stream at spicefmco.ke.
Yes.
But now, you're like, I wonder what these people are like in the flesh. Well, I got some news for you. So, my dear Karigo, there's something that I'm very excited about.
I'm excited too.
And you know me, I enjoy a good time. I will never turn down an opportunity to be seen and be social and be out here, right? So you know what's happening this Sunday?
Yeah.
You know. Are you sure?
But tell us.
I'm going to tell you. So, Spice FM, us here in the building, we're all going to be at one very particular venue for a very particular purpose, right? We are going to be at Njoroge Tavern this Sunday for a very special sports hangout. That means we're going to be there. We're going to have a few cocktails, a few drinks of choice. We're going to be watching the F1. There's even going to be football banter. And what's even more important is it's being hosted by our very own Mr. Edward Quach.
Yep.
Yeah, the man in the flesh. You'll be able to see him. And on top of that, we're going to have great music. We got our infamous DJ Absolute. We got DJ Brayo, who's going to be there as well. And of course, all of our amazing Spice FM hosts, from the Situation Room to the Mid-Morning to the Spice Drive to the adults in the room.
And Olivia on Saturday.
Exactly. So this is not something that you want to miss. Make sure that you come through, have a drink with us, say hi so that we can interact with you. This is your chance to see us in the flesh.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And if you think that you were a suitable candidate for any of us, now's your chance to shoot your shot like Michael Jordan in the fourth quarter.
But then if you see me and you feel like I am in that category as Robert has been describing,
Yes.
please shoot your shot with a pickup line.
Yes.
From the bad boy.
In fact, let me
We
tell
want to
you.
know you've been listening to us.
Let me tell you, in fact, this is when I'm really going to put the pickup line to use. Not me using the pickup line, but this is when those who have been listening and who have been taking notes, this is when I want to see the work being put in action.
Yes.
I tell you, classes in session on Sunday. It's at Njoroge Tavern. Make sure you show up, have a drink with us and say hi. We're going to be there.
I can't wait. I'm excited.
Are the adults in the room. My name is Arnold, and we have a very special guest, Mr. Robert BURALE, in the building, who's schooling us on the things that we need to pay attention to in finding the right person. And a lot of these things, they start with us, not the other person, which I'm really happy that we are talking about. So, Kariga, I know you said you had a question for our guest.
Yes. So, yesterday we were talking about boundaries and setting boundaries in the early stages of dating.
Yes.
So, how important is this? How important are boundaries when the early stages of dating? Because I did not know about boundaries and how important it is when you're in the search of looking for a lifetime partner. Now I do.
It's not just important.
Yeah.
It's absolutely, completely important.
Yeah.
Because it sends a message. Hey, this is the way I do my thing. You'd rather know early enough. If you cannot deal with it, let's not waste each other's time.
Yes.
It's also a way of announcing your values,
Wow.
your beliefs,
Yeah.
your deal breakers. But imagine within 2 dates of dating a man, you're just there tapping his behind. Honey, see you tomorrow.
Go on and have a productive day.
You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow he'll be tapping you back.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you'll feel disrespected.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I said, hey, take it slow. You understand? Yeah. Calling at night and you're both breathing so hard down the phone. Like, no. Let's get to know each other deeper.
Yeah.
Let's connect deeper mentally. Let's have mental orgasms with our conversation.
Yeah.
So if you don't set boundaries, anything goes. And when anything goes, damage is inevitable.
Yeah.
Damage
Wow.
is
You know,
inevitable.
it's like driving a car.
Yeah.
When you feel that it's too fast, you start applying the brakes. When you apply the brakes, you start reducing the gear. You know, let's take it slow. Because there's a corner, we have to reduce the speed. You can't just be going every date you are in the bedroom. You're playing with fire.
Let me ask you.
You can't do Bible study on the bed.
Yeah. What happens with people who believe that for us to get married, you have to, you know, try and see if we are compatible
In the bedroom.
in the bedroom?
So that means...
How do you define such a person?
So that means you are objectifying each other. Let me tell you,
yeah.
connection in the bedroom does not start when you remove your clothes. It starts well before you remove your clothes.
Right.
You have connected at a higher level. If connection depended on removing your clothes, wow, then Koinange Street is full of brains.
Yeah.
You
No, I
understand?
agree, I agree.
Right.
Then there's a lot of connections on Koinange Street.
Yeah.
The act of removing the clothes and coming together is the last stage, or is supposed to be the last stage of a deeper connection. The way we've told people, for married people, if you want to get together with your wife at 8 p.m., you have to start at 8 a.m. As you drive off, you send your wife a text, honey, I'm already missing you. At 10 o'clock saying, I'm thinking about you. At 4 o'clock, I hope there's no jam, because I'm coming for you, honey.
Yes,
You understand?
yes.
By the time you get there at 8, she's ready for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Not just get home, Mama Nyagodhi, go upstairs. No. There has to be,
Drop what you're doing.
you know,
Immediately drop
Yes.
what you're doing.
there has to be
Agree.
a connection.
Yeah.
So if compatibility is brought to the fore by removing your clothes, then you're in trouble. You're in absolute big trouble.
Yeah.
There are other things.
Yeah.
I do have a thought that I'd like to pick your brain on.
Yes, sir.
Something that I've noticed since coming home is how prevalent this this sponsorship mentality is
Why
in
did
this
I know you
country.
just ask that question?
Yeah, because I'm curious.
Don't spoil for us.
No,
man.
I'm curious.
Right.
I'm curious, and I have this sentiment where I'm a spoiler in that if I'm with somebody, don't stress. Like, I'll take care of most things unless things are really tough.
Right.
You know, especially if this is someone that I intend on being with long term.
Yes.
But my belief is, and I think you touched on this earlier, where sometimes men give husbandly duties in the boyfriend or girlfriend stage.
Right.
Right. So in thinking about that, what are your sentiments about this sponsorship mentality? Because I've noticed that there are a lot of men and women who see interactions between each other as very transactional.
Right.
It's if I give you X amount, that naturally comes with a cost.
Of course.
You know? And for me, it's very daunting because it's not that I am stingy in any way. I will take care. Like, if I ask someone out on a date, for me, it's about I want to get to know who you are.
You'll take care of the bill.
Yes, and of course I'll take care of the bill. I'm not going to ask someone out if I don't have intentions on talking. Sorry, on paying.
Yes.
Right. But at the same time, I'm a little worried about this sentiment that people have around sponsorship and expecting that. In fact, I had one person ask me, if you want me to come on this date, send me money to buy an outfit and to get my nails done, and for me the logic didn't make sense because I'm in my mind I'm like, I don't even know you yet.
Right.
This is the nicest I'm ever going to see you in the beginning. So how do we then navigate that? Now I know I do have to take a quick small break.
Right, that's fine.
So when we get back, I would love to hear your thoughts and your sentiments on that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the adults in the room. I've got some India Re coming up to spice up this conversation with Mr. Robert BURALE. Don't go anywhere. We are talking about how to find the right person for you, and we have a very special guest in the building, Mr. Robert BURALE, who's here to talk to us about this process, what you need to keep in mind when you're going through this journey of finding a lifelong partner. Let's see what the social media is saying.
So we have Fanis Agutu. She says, hey guys, kwa mada ya kwanza unapata mtu ulitengwa tokea utotoni hadi utu uzima na bado hajakubalika kwao. Utafanyaje introduction? Have you understood?
No.
Aya, let me read again.
Please.
My Kiswahili is not so nice, so please forgive me. hey guys, kwa I think she wants to say the first, okay, kwa muda ya kwanza unapata mtu ulitengwa tokea utotoni hadi utu mzima. So
I think that might be on the first conversation that we were having.
She's written it again. So I was thinking she really wanted us to answer her,
Right.
and we can try and connect it with him to try and guide her. Because I read the question in the first hour, and she's written it again. So I think this is what she's saying. She's met somebody, they've fallen in love from a young age until now, and that person has not been accepted at home after the introduction. Is that a red flag?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Because we also have some parents who are stuck in some very cake things. Oh, I don't like that person you're dating because they are of their tribe. You understand?
Yeah.
You only have to marry my tribe.
Yeah.
Or we are rich, they're poor. So you have to keep wealth. So you look for somebody who is wealthy.
Yeah.
I would want to know why the person is rejected. If the person is not somebody who will put you into any danger.
Yeah.
You love each other. You're both grown people. You're actually sometimes, in fact, let me say something controversial. You're not necessarily looking for permission. You're honoring your parents and your relatives by letting them know that this is the person you want to marry. You
So
understand?
that's really what that process is.
Yes. But if somebody is rejected because of their tribe, because of maybe they don't have a lot of money at that point in their life, I don't think that's good enough reason.
I see.
Because some of the brokest people have become multimillionaires
That's
as
so
they
true.
grow into marriage with somebody.
Yeah.
So even for any parent listening, come out from this nonsense
Yes.
of tribal bigotry.
I like it. I like it. Hello, Fred.
Yes, hello, Fred.
Kindly reduce the volume of your radio, please.
I have.
That's better. Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm very good.
It's good to hear from you.
It's like you answered my prayers, you people.
We try small. We're trying to have, we're trying to get as much information from our guest as possible. So we want to make sure that he has a chance to fill us with this information.
I've been longing to talk to this gentleman called Robert BURALE.
All right. Well, now's your chance. Do you have a question for Robert?
Good evening.
Hi, Robert.
How are you doing?
I'm very good. Trust me, I'm very good.
Thank you.
Now that I've listened to your voice.
Thank you, sir.
You know, I'm a fan of your Sunday.
Oh, thank you.
program.
Thank
I
you.
listen
Thank you.
Every Sunday I listen to it.
Thank you very
And,
much.
You've inspired me in so many ways.
Thank you, sir.
I have to be grateful to you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Glory to God.
And please don't call me sir. I'm still young.
Okay. Okay, young sir.
Do you have a question for Robert today?
Yeah, I have. Robert.
Okay.
Now, Robert, my relationship life has been so hectic and so difficult. The latest one was the tribe issue came in, and I had to back off.
Right.
Yeah, and the previous one, you know that's what normally used. No ring, no team.
Yes.
I've kept that as a promise,
Fantastic.
and I've seen it through. But
Good.
at the end of the day, I don't know what happened. I'm overtaken.
If,
So I normally ask myself, am I the one having a problem, or my time hasn't reached?
yes, if
But
somebody,
again, if I look at time is really moving. Yes.
I'll tell you this: if somebody leaves
Yeah.
you, if somebody walks away from you because of your value system, you are not the loser, but you're the winner. You've actually dodged the
Thank
bullet.
you.
If the people who overtake you, they overtake you because they're sleeping around. Just know you keep your honor, and you should not worry about time moving. You've told me not to call you sir because you're a young person. Well, I'm in my 40s. I'm not yet married. I'm not worried
Wow.
about time. You shouldn't be. You'd rather take your time but get the right person other than rushing and getting into a crush.
Thank you.
God bless you, sir. Oh, sorry, sir.
I'm
Oh, okay.
inspired. I'm inspired, Robert.
It's a nature of habits.
I'm inspired. Can I invite you one of these days to come and speak in my church?
Yes, that would be an honor.
Please.
Yes.
So
I'm making arrangements. I will. Trust me, I will.
Okay.
So what would be the best way for him to reach you if you wanted to contact you, Robert?
Well, my social media is BURALE1. That's my Instagram. BURALE1. That's my what is it? Twitter. Israel Robert BURALE is my Facebook. Inbox me, then I will give you a number and my team will get back in touch with you.
I will, trust me, I will.
Yes.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you
Robert.
so much.
Take care. Hello, Samson.
Yes, how are you?
Hi, sir. How are you?
I'm very fine.
It's good to hear from you. I hope you're well.
I'm very good, and today it's a blessing.
Ah, fantastic. You're enjoying the conversation with Mr. Robert
Of
BURALE.
course, that's why I'm saying it's a blessing.
Yes, I'm so glad.
Yeah, you see, I always follow some of his teachings and motivation and mentorships.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank
So
you.
can you extend my words of encouragement to him?
Yes, in fact, he's even here. Do you have a question for him today?
I've been blessed with what he has talked about, but for now I don't have a question.
I appreciate your kind comments, and may God bless you and may God continue lifting you.
Thank you so much, Robert.
All right.
Take care.
However, I would like to shout at her. Thank you. I would like to shout at my friend Hassan Atman from Kilifi, and also Sonia Kanyaru from Kiambu.
Oh, fantastic. I hope they're listening and I hope they've received your salams.
Yeah, of course.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Samson.
Thank you.
Take care. 0719-012-600 is the number to call. Hello, Brian.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening to you.
I hope you're well. We have Mr. Robert BURALE in the studio with us. Do you have a question for our guest?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. The floor is yours.
The first one, I would like to know maybe what is the best age difference between maybe the man and the lady maybe you want to marry? Yes, what is the best difference in age that you should maybe keep within the person you want to marry? And another one, how can you tell as a man that you are now maybe ready to marry? What are the things to look at about yourself so that you can decide, now I'm ready for marriage?
All right. Thank you for that. First and foremost, I have to be very careful how I answer this question. But as long as people are of legal age, that's fine. Do whatever you can do. Government allows. Then the age gap. You know, there are stages in age gaps. The age gap doesn't change, but the stages do change.
Right.
If you marry somebody who is 50 and you are 30, that season you're still okay. All right? But when that person is 70, you will be 50. The age gap has not changed, but the times and seasons have changed. So the age gap when it's 30-50 is still okay. When it's 50-70, it's another ballgame altogether. So if you love each other, you can marry, but go with full understanding. Even as the age gap will not change, the seasons will change.
Yeah.
A 50-year-old can still excite a 30-year-old. A 70-year-old is on another season, and a 50-year-old wants the excitement of a 30-year-old. So go into these age gaps knowing very well seasons will change.
True.
Yeah, but when you love somebody, love them. Don't let anybody stop you as long as you go with your eyes wide open, sir. All right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So that does not mean, that means age is not maybe that important in this case.
It is important because the seasons do change. But it's not the be-all and end-all. Value system compatibility. If you can work your way around the seasons of the age gaps, then imagine you're okay. It has worked for some people, and they're happily ever after.
True.
Yes, sir.
And my second one, if I may remind you, how can you tell you are now ready for marriage as a man?
As a man is when you know your long-term, mid-term, and short-term vision. When you understand the weight of responsibility. As a man, when you discover your garden. Why were you born? What is your purpose? Then you are ready to look for a helper to help you till your garden. If you don't understand your garden, you have no business asking God to give you a helper, because you'll be like a very good car without fuel. You will be conquering the wrong mountain successfully. You'll be making a woman help you conquer the wrong address.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
I've learned a lot from you, sir.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
Welcome. Thank you, too.
Thanks, Brian. Take care. 0719012600 is the number to call. We're going to be sampling some more of your views. I see all of the amazing new callers. Nelson, I see you. Fanis, I see you. Tina, I see you. Matthew, I see you. We're going to be making sure we sample some of your views before our guest leaves for tonight to ensure that you can ask the questions that you want. Do not go anywhere. We are the adults in the room. Just joining us, we are the adults in the room, and we've been having a great conversation with our esteemed guest, Mr. Robert BURALE, who is a coach, a mentor, a writer. He does a number of things, but a lot of it is centered around relationships and dating, which is why it's an honor to have him here. So we're going to be sampling some of your views. 0719012600 is the number to call. Hello, Michael.
Yes, Arnold.
How are you, sir?
I'm good.
It's good to hear from you. I hope you're enjoying the show.
I'm so much enjoying Arnold.
Thank you so much. I'm glad. Do you have a question for Mr. Robert BURALE?
Currently, I don't have, but I just wanted to appreciate the conversations.
Right.
And I wished I could give something to him, so to show how much I'm blessed to have him.
Well, I'm sure he's in fact he's even here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
God bless you, sir.
Hi,
Thank
Robert.
you. Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm good, and you?
I'm very well, thank you very much, and thank you for listening. Thank you for the very kind comments. I truly am very grateful.
I'm so humble for you, sir.
Asante.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Michael. Take care.
Take care too.
Hello, Lynn. Hello, Lynn.
Yes, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. We have an amazing guest in the building who's giving us a lot of valuable information, so I'm happy.
And I'm so glad to have Robert there at the studio.
Oh, thank you. We hope you're enjoying.
Yeah, Robert is full of knowledge, and I just love his teachings.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate your kind words.
Yeah, thank you. So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, while you were talking, I've realized some of the mistakes I was making. People learn. Learning is a continuous process, and I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was asking about, I've been getting into relationships. Some of them, at one time, things didn't go well, actually. The man, he told me that the mother didn't want him to marry
right.
a lady with a child.
Mm-hmm.
So ever since that time, things haven't been well for me, jumping from one relationship to the other, which I realized was a mistake.
Right.
Yeah, one is supposed to take time before getting into another relationship.
Right.
And I guess I failed to know the man better.
Right.
Yeah, so my question is about dating older men. Somebody asked about it, but I find myself not getting into relationships easily with the younger men.
Right.
Or around the same age as me.
Yes.
And so I find older men more appealing.
Right.
But then whatever gets me away from them is that I find that most of them are married.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them are so much with the mama's boy.
Right.
And it's not easy knowing when a man is genuine. For me, I feel like I've had trust issues before.
Right.
Yeah, so it's so hard for me knowing when a man is genuine.
Right. So your question ultimately is, how do I know when someone is actually genuine?
Exactly.
Right. What are your thoughts, Robert?
Number one, there's nothing wrong dating an older man, But I need you to be very careful that you're not dating older men in search of something you missed when you were young. So if I was having a conversation with you in private, I would ask you some questions about your upbringing and the figures, the elder male figures around you. So sometimes you may be looking for an older person to date, but the truth of the matter, you're not looking for love, but somewhere at the back of your mind, you're looking for something that you missed out that you should have received from the older male figures that were around you. So that we can take.
Growing up, I must have missed something that
Yes.
makes me crave for the older men than the other.
Yes, that could be
younger
I mean, I would not want to say that for sure until I ask you 2-3 questions, which I would not want to ask you on air. But that could be one of the reasons. It's not criminal dating an older man. But the one thing I'll tell you to avoid is avoid a married man. No married man will leave his wife for you. He will. Some leave their wives, but they never leave their wives because of a side chick. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it actually happened to me once.
Okay. Yeah. So avoid the old man. In fact, when you go into prayer tonight, what you'll do is ask God to hide you away from this married man.
Okay.
Yes, but heal first. I would advise you not to jump into another relationship at the moment in time. I want you to heal first so that you have a clear understanding of who you are, and then you'll meet the person who will appreciate you for who you are, but not looking for you to take care of a sexual itch, in case in point, married people.
Okay, thank you so much. And I have another question. Like I said before, I have a son, and we separated with his dad for a while.
Yes.
Then recently, he came and started making things better, and like he wants to get to know his son, and he wants us to get back together. For me, I don't feel like I'm so much in love with him. The love it's completely lost, and I feel that if I'm to get into this kind of marriage with him, it's for our son.
Right.
Is it? Yeah. So for me, I feel like love doesn't exist actually. Yeah, I guess it because of the first time when he broke my heart. So this time when he asked me to get back with him because of our child,
Right.
I feel like I can do anything for my son. But then my friends told me it's wrong.
Right. What I'll tell you,
Get into
there's a lot of healing that you need to go through, and you don't get back together because of your son. You get back together because you've dealt with the issues that made you go apart in the first place. All right? There is a way two people can raise their child without actually being together, because coming together because of your son can actually be more damaging for your son, because young kids can pick negativity within the parents. Okay, so it's only the son. When you're around the son, things are okay, but they'll be able to pick that there's no real love here, and it will have long-term repercussions on the child when they grow up. Are you with me so far? So please don't think. I humbly ask you, don't think about jumping into a relationship at this moment in time. Heal. And you have a son, please concentrate on your son. I'm telling you 100%, and I say this without fear of contradiction, when the time is right, your system and your heart will tell you.
Okay, thank you so much.
God bless you.
Thank you, Lynn. Take care of yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, take care too.
Thank you. Wow, what a conversation we have been having. So before we wrap up the show, please tell us what it is that people can get involved in if they want to learn more about you, the products and services that you offer. Please feel free to plug yourself.
All right, thank you very much. First and foremost, thank you for having me. I don't take it for granted.
Thank you.
And may you continue doing the good job that you're doing.
Thank you
God
so much.
richly bless you.
Thank you.
If you want to get in touch with me, of course, my website is www.robertburale.com. And my office line, this is not my personal line, my office line, 0724 401 586. I hope I got it right. Otherwise, my PA is screaming. 401 586. I'm sure that's the one. Jesus
Right.
Christ. Yeah.
Please repeat that in case people didn't get a chance to write that down.
Yes, it is. Can I just confirm it?
Yes, please.
Because somebody may be receiving some dangerous calls at night.
I know.
And I'll be wondering, you know.
They're like, how to speak to Burale? Ati who?
Yeah, there's no one here by that name.
Yes, 0724 24
Yes.
401 586.
Okay.
Website is www.robertburale.com.
Fantastic. So I'm sure through these means they can learn more about what you do, who
And
you
get
are,
in
what
touch
services
with
you
us.
offer.
Some people want to join our ministry, our men's conference, the relationship retreats and all that. And you know what? You're free to come and see what we're doing.
I like
Then
it.
there's the Robert Burale School of Leadership and the mentorship program.
Right,
If you want
right.
to register, just get in touch with us. We will get back in touch with you for the next intake. And please come and let's have a good ride together.
Yes,
Yes.
I like it. There's a lot to learn through this process. So, Karigo, in 30 seconds, please give us your parting shots for today's
My
conversation.
parting shots are everybody is sending out their love to Burale.
Thank you.
So many shout outs. Men are the ones who are like, yo, you need to bring him back again. We need to learn.
Right.
So that is my plug-in. That's my plug-in. That is my parting shot.
Your parting
You know,
shots.
I've learned so much, and you guys have heard what I've said during the break. But we pray against it in Jesus' name.
Yes.
But I'm excited.
Yes.
This was an amazing conversation. I've learned.
Yes.
And I can't wait for the future.
Yes.
Yeah.
When we knew that we were having Robert on the show today, I was very excited because I'm a big fan of not only your work, but I'm also a fan of having conversations around how to be responsible in dating. Right. I've learned a thing or two through my experiences, and life has taught me some very valuable lessons, and everything that you have said on the show today is something that either I have experienced or something that I'm practicing, but I've also had an opportunity to learn a lot. And I hope that everyone out there who has tuned in, whether it's through the live stream or whether it's through the actual radio show itself, we thank you and we hope that you've gone away with some nuggets of information. We shall be back here tomorrow from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
SpiceFM.